Okay, this is my really long voltage multiplier. Just the resistors and diodes in a voltage multiplier, and it's all covered in silicone, which keeps it from arcing over. I've never had a problem with it arcing over. So the snake here is 20 stages. And then I got my normal usage multiplier that's 5 stages here and 1 stage here. So this is the total of 26 stages running off of a regular variac. It goes up to about 120 volts. And then I'm going to be testing the output with this resistor. Let's see if I can show the I don't know if you can see that, but it's a 1000 mega ohm resistor. I got off eBay for like $4. That combined with the 1 meg impedance creates a voltage divider, which is times 1000. So if you show 1 volt coming through it, that means it's actually 1000 volts. So let's see what we can get out of this. Hold on, let me get that resistor back on there. Yeah, I'll just set it there. Oh, I gotta set the camera down for a second. Alright, now I got it clamped on. Alright, I'll put this just on 20 because I'm sure it ain't gonna go over 20,000 volts. And we're gonna crank up the variac and there's 1000 volts. We'll just crank it all the way up. Who cares about going slow? It'll take a second to fill the capacitors. $6,000. Should make it up to 8,200 if I remember right. There's no point in buying a real expensive high voltage tester lead, because that's all they are, is a big resistor. You always want to have a circuit breaker on your variac in case the diode goes bad. We're up to almost up to 8,000 volts. A little over 8,000 volts with 26 stages. About 8,200, somewhere right around there. You always want you put your bigger capacitors first. then the next biggest, and then your smallest last. As long as your capacitors are over your initial voltage. I think the smallest capacitors I'm using are 250 volt capacitors on the snake here. And them are like 450 or something. So it's kind of jumping up and down at the top there. A little over 8,000. Let's see if we can get some sparks out of it. You can hear a little whine, but it's almost no amperage. Can't even get a real spark. Now I made this to, let me turn it down and let the meter suck the voltage out of it. Now I made this to try to make a homemade Geiger tube, which is a worthless endeavor because it'll never work making your own homemade one, because the gases inside are what's important. See, I made a homemade one here and it didn't work, even though somebody on the internet made one like this and it did work, but I could never get it to work. I made several of them and I gave up and just ended up buying one. So there's my 8,000 volt 26 stage voltage multiplier snake. I call it a snake. So I'll let this thing suck itself dry, and that's it.